I do believe we are live.
Okay, so to recap, last week it was not my finest hour as a DM. For starters, you arrived just outside the city of Thalikos, which is probably one of probably the second biggest city in the ALP. And one of the guards took notice not at the nature of how you arrived via teleportation circle. This is a highly magically focused country, so they didn't really bat an eye to that. They did bat an eye to the extent of your injuries and physical condition, being frostbitten, wounded. You weren't bleeding because most of the blood that you were shedding froze. So you were taken to a small church of Pelor, which doubled as a hospital, effectively, for treatment. You were examined. Some minor curative magic was used on you, but it was basically a case of, okay, we have to observe you overnight. And by the way, we're not charging you for this, but 50 gold, I think it was like 50 gold for the lot of you would act as a donation and a reason to give you a more suitable meal than hospital food, which would consist mainly of, trail rations.
Here, how about I put 500 down?
Yeah, it's Senku.
They're like, how about no? We'll take 50.
Yeah. This doctor patently refused that generosity.
Yep.
And you bedded down for a boring but needed and refreshing night. And you would have gotten it too if it weren't for some meddling cultists.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, sorry for getting angry last week. I was just kind of frustrated.
Yeah, you got to work on that a little bit, but that's neither here nor there right now. Pippin, in an attempt to read a
very interesting book.
Yes, in an attempt to read a book, stayed up after everyone else fell asleep, and strained with some difficulty, got a few hours of reading done, and then noticed footfalls, but was able to discern that these were not the overnight orderlies that were performing routine checks, and they were, in fact, cultists.
Meddling cultists.
Indeed. He did some investigating, discovered that they were hovering over a body or over a patient, the far end of the hospital wing, and he intervened, raised the alarm. A fight broke out in which the group of you soundly mopped the floor with these cultists, even though they were armed and you were not. And you even managed to save the life of the person whose throat they slit.
Yeah, Nyxor saved a life there.
Yep, and now we got what's it called? Now we have a hostage.
Well, not only that, but we earned allies in the hospital. What's the name of the hospital?
It wasn't really a hospital. It was a church of Pelor, but most Pelor is the god of the sun. He is lawful good. He is most paladins' patron deity. And many of their churches, depending on the size, have at least some medical, have at least some form of medical wing. the biggest, cathedrals to Pelor have full-on hospital wings.
Like this one.
This is just one floor. The biggest cathedrals, will have, like 2 or 3 or sometimes even 4 floors worth of hospital beds.
But yeah, we basically got the Church of Pelor as an ally.
Oh, they're certainly, this church likes and respects you. Will they, join you on the field of battle? Absolutely not. But if you needed healing, they'd probably ask for maybe half the donation they would ask anyone else.
Here, how about I just set another 500 down, and this time you'll take it.
I'm gonna bonk you.
He's like, it's 3 minutes into the game, Senku. Come
So
on. Save your money, man.
from there, we descended into the worst experience I've probably given you as a DM.
It wasn't that bad.
It degraded into the Senku Ishigami show featuring the rest of the party.
I'm sorry.
Dude, it wasn't your fault. If anything, it's mine. In which you had a very long and thorough discussion with a former party assistant by the name of Julian Luna, in which you found out he is a former priest of Vecna, the god of secrets. The party met him before Pippin showed up, when you were all the way back when you were like level 5, not even level 5, like level 3 or 4
Bryn.
in Syri. No, before Bryn, just before you left for Bryn, you were still in Syri for this.
Oh, right.
Where he said he would do some research. He said he would do what research he could and would get back to you. Took him entirely too many levels, but he got back to you. And his findings were as illuminating as they were disconcerting, because he believes the cult is planning to first revive
Rakshasa.
the Rakshasa Panjalkutra, who will then effectively make a planar portal to bring the Archomental Yan Sibin into the material plane and use his ability to control air elementals to give some sway to a partially revived but not fully sentient Lametta Tempesta.
Yeah.
And it would take enough sacrifices on the order of a small town.
Yes, indeed. And that's where we left off.
With Senku and Luna hypothesizing of the strongest storms imaginable.
Indeed.
I'm pretty sure Nyx would be there with you, because he's the one.
Yeah.
And then probably Perrin too. Yeah, Perrin too.
Nyxor and Perrin absolutely would be, the theoretical, they know the hypothetical, rather. They know the actual in practice.
Indeed.
So.
Yep. And then Pippin's over here like, I don't have one clue what the heck you're talking about.
Nestor leans over to you, Pippin, and whispers, "That makes 2 of us. My ancestor may have been a genius, but I am not."
I don't think any of my ancestors were, but...
Nestor leans in. It was said the only person, and he does air quotes, smarter than my ancestor Korax was Min-South.
Interesting.
And the only reason that's up for debate is because of a magic spell.
I wonder what spell that would have been. I haven't heard of something that could increase your intelligence that much.
It was you've heard stories of what that adventuring party could do.
Indeed, I have.
It shudders to make me. It shudders. I shudder to think that we're actually following in their footsteps. And at this point, an alarm begins to go off.
What the hell?
I actually look back what the heck?
Julian's head snaps, and he then says, That's not good.
Not good?
That is extremely bad.
What is it?
There is a wing of this library called the Bibliotheca Heretica. And everyone who speaks Draconic actually knows that.
Yeah.
What that term is. Which I think is everyone in the party right now.
No.
Okay.
If not most.
Yeah.
I know Nyaxor does, and I think Perrin
Oh,
does.
I would probably.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think you're the only one that doesn't, except for maybe not Nestor.
Even Nestor knows it. So go figure. The hardest to learn language is the one everyone knows.
Well, except Senku. Wait, do I get another language or no?
You do not.
Senku folk
language is incredibly difficult.
Bibliotheca Heretica.
Yes, it is.
Kayla is a linguist. I swear, she has so many languages in her character.
May I make a slightly dirty pun here?
Your live stream, probably not.
Yeah, I'd recommend against that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
To yourself. By all means, laugh about it internally, but keep it to yourself. But yes, enough of you know that they would translate this for Senku. That is the library, the heretical library. Is the direct translation. A more accurate translation is library of forbidden knowledge.
Oh boy.
Funny how I kind of figured that's what that was kind of leaning to.
Senku is smart enough that even if he doesn't know the language, he can kind of figure it out. But at that, Julian looks at you guys and says, "It seems your skills are needed elsewhere." And he takes this little egg, throws it on the ground. There is a poof of purple smoke, and then he vanishes.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
lovely.
take my book, the book they placed on the table, and put it back in my bag.
You do so.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to pour over maps of it. I'm going to need to pour over any maps that we might have of this continent.
Maps later. Check it. Maps later. Alarm now.
Right. Let's
Go
go.
with the alarm.
So
Maxor would like look at Cinco when he says maps. Like, why, of all times, are you more worried about maps when we literally have an alarm going off?
Sorry, it's just there's a bee in Senku's bonnet.
You guys break into a run, and it's coming from the ground floor. You start to descend a flight of stairs, and the alarm stops.
Well, that ain't gonna stop me from continuing further.
I don't think it should stop any. I think we should take a look and see what's going on.
Yeah, we need to check it out.
All right. You continue down, and by the time you arrive, several city guards are standing over a body that is riddled with arrows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Persecution.
Yeah, he is a bit.
They did not like that guy.
There is a book at his. There is a book on the floor, like 2 feet in front of where he fell. He fell face first. And adorning his body are robes that are a more of a black color and the traditional crimson red crackle pattern of the cult.
Oh, great.
Maxor just there's a slight snarl.
Wait a minute.
Sighs.
Hold on. Isn't that the guy we saw? Isn't that the guy we saw originally?
It might be. You never saw his face.
Yeah, but that really dark robe.
Yes. That matches what you saw, but that matches what you saw before, Senku.
Yeah.
Pippin's gonna walk out. I assume the guards are like immediately beside him.
The guards are immediately beside him, and you hear horses riding in from the outside, so more guards are on their way.
Yeah. And Pippin's gonna walk up and say, "What happened here?"
The guard, a guard with his like half his back partway to you, says, "Nothing to worry about, citizens. Somebody tried to." Oh, okay. And then he turns and notices, who you guys are, and he bows ever so slightly and says, "Forgive me, I did not know to whom I was speaking." And he says, "This, I can't call him a poor soul, but he tried to break into the vault beneath the library, and was disturbingly close to being successful."
And he had a book with him. Can I roll investigation?
Did he also?
If you want to try and pick up the book, you're going to have to roll persuasion.
Oh no,
It was actually.
I'm not actually going to be picking up the book.
What are you trying to do?
Mostly look. I don't want to touch that thing.
Pippin.
But if either way,
Pippin's actually.
I don't want to touch that book. Actually, I'm just
Okay.
Yeah.
cursory looking.
Pippin's gonna ask the guard. Did he also steal anything from the library?
The guard. First off, then yes, Senku, you can roll me investigation. The guard looks to you, Pip. Says no, only this book, and he actually picks it up. And
What? Yeah.
he doesn't like hand it to you, but he presents it and holds it so that you can actually like see it.
The hell?
What were they trying? What kind of book is it? What were they trying to steal or find out from the book?
That is a 21 on my investigation.
I'll get back to you in 1 second, Senku. Anyone who wants to examine or look at the book can roll me an Arcana check.
Pippin will definitely be doing that. He knows a lot about it.
I'll be rolling that. I'll be rolling that too after the investigation thing, if you don't mind.
You're a little bit too busy with the investigation at this point. This is I'm going to say that you actually can't. I apologize, but
okay.
Pippin is very specifically looking to see if it's a similar book to what we've gotten, like the magical glowing evil books. I say evil in quotes.
I rolled a 21 Arcana.
Perrin, what'd you get?
Arcana. I was not originally rolling.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but it is a thing you can do.
Oh, I'll take a whack at it. What's the worst that could happen? What do I have? 2? 21. Holy shit!
I only got a 3, and I got a 21.
Can I roll with advantage because I'm familiar with these books?
I won't give you advantage. I will give you a +2 to your roll.
I just like that. You get a 21. You get a 21. You get a 21.
And you get a 10.
That's just good enough.
That +2 saved me.
That +2 has more to do with your background in tracking, hunting, and collecting these things. This is this is what's known as a Tome of Clear Thought. It is a very rare, borderline legendary book that if someone dedicates 8 hours a day to reading it for 5 days, their body is suffused with knowledge and information, and their intelligence score and their maximum both increase by 2.
So you can actually go to 22 with these.
That is
yeah,
correct.
That would be like something. If Senku were to actually, read one of those things, that would be a book for him.
Yes,
that would be the book for you.
And another thing, there are books like these for every one of the ability scores.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. And you're saying that he didn't steal this book? He brought this?
The guard says, no, he was attempting to steal this book.
Understandable. Interesting.
And he got surprisingly close to being successful.
That's not good. It's just Intelligence of 20 goes up to 22. That would be monstrous.
Yes, it would.
But I think in D&D you could go much higher than that.
Not so
Nope.
much 5th edition.
5th edition, you can't. It's extraordinarily hard to get to that kind of cap.
Yeah.
Because the maximum by normal means is 20. Maximum by books is 22.
Yeah.
If you're to go into older editions, you can go to an arbitrarily high number.
The highest ability score I believe one could attain is a 26, and that's in either strength or constitution.
Yeah.
And that would be, or I'm sorry, 27, but that requires a legendary item. Beyond that, a 20th level barbarian gets an additional +4 to their ability, to their strength and constitution, just for being a 20th level barbarian. Plus one of these books could bring either your strength or con up to 26. Beyond that, it's 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's extraordinarily hard in 5e to do this.
Yeah.
That would peak me. That would literally make my guy the smartest guy, except for Min-South.
Indeed.
That would give my already nasty Arcana and Investigation all the way up to 14, +2 for the proficiency. If I were to do that right now, would put my already nasty things out all the way up to 16.
Indeed. That being said,
Jesus. Meaning I would be able to pass an outright 16 DC or higher just on the modifier alone.
More importantly, you'd get another use of your Flash of Genius and your +2 upcasting.
That's a fucking nightmare. And it would make my Flash of Genius upgrade to +6.
Indeed. And well, once again, we'll remind you, we are on a live stream, so...
Sorry, I apologize for that. I apologize for that.
It's fine here and there, just don't overdo it, remember?
That was a slip of the tongue, and you're forgiven.
Still, that'd make my...
I have any right to say that, since we're on Thunder's live stream.
That is an absolutely monstrous intelligence. That would put my guy at the max.
Minor spoiler warning. I'm probably going to take this campaign to a few levels above 20, so...
Yeah.
You may see a slightly higher cap than the 20 to an ability score. So, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So you guys are seeing that. In the meantime, Senku, please join me in the DM chat.
Ooh. I love how we all go, ooh. Either it's ooh or oh no.
Here we go again.
How's it going, Pat? How's it going, Pip?
Pretty good. What about you?
I'm pretty good. Working. you guys been up to since the week?
Not much, really.
Yeah.
Just getting stuff taken care of with work and whatnot.
Feel you on that. Everything okay over there?
Okay, I'm gonna let Senku share the information
So
with his stuff. I have to use the restroom.
you see Senku basically nosing around the body, poking his head through various legs, like he's paying attention to multiple things at once. And then when he returns to the party, guys, these robes look too big for this guy to be wearing. They're loose fitting and baggy, and there was a badge on him. So this badge that he has, I couldn't see the name, but it was associated with other librarians here, and he either was a member of the staff here or was posing as a member of the staff. And these, you know how most cultists have a backup weapon, right? In case they get into a hairy situation.
Yeah.
This guy was completely unarmed.
Hmm.
I smell a rat.
Don't look at me.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about something else.
It's a joke. Out of character. It was a joke. It was Naxar trying to make a light on put a light on things.
Yeah, but out of character, I'm also taking meticulous notes so that way I can recall information that we encounter. So, people of the live stream, please note that one of my habits in these campaigns is taking notes so that way I can remember any information that might be encountered and thus help the party out of a tight spot.
Yeah, Senko's our scientist guy.
With a nat 18 in intelligence that became a nat 20 due to feats and ability score increases at first level.
Well, that still makes it a dirty 20. Technically.
I rolled a natural 18 with a 3d6 drop the lowest. Plus my two ability score increases that went into my guy variant human subclass or variant human race, and I got a 20 intelligence at first level. I know.
Cool.
It sounds ridiculous, but
not really.
My dex and my charisma were both like that.
I mean, I even started with pretty high modifiers for my
But yes, I am the scientist of the party.
Indeed.
And while I wait for Sen to get back,
Okay,
I'm
I'm
going to
back.
use it. Okay.
So, yeah. All while you guys are gawking over this book, you've seen Senku very keenly pay attention to what you guys are saying. Also, he was circling this crime scene, poking his head through. At one point, he even poked his head between a pair of legs, all that fun stuff. I assume by now he's already told you all the
Yes,
information.
the robes are too big. The guy has a badge that is associated with other librarians of the place and was posing as one of the staff. And he doesn't have any armor. He doesn't have any arms at all, as in any weapons. Not, missing actual arms.
It is at this point when he points out the robes, you guys notice no roll necessary. Senku is absolutely right. These robes are so big, this person would practically be tripping over himself.
By the way, I'm not sure if you heard Naxor made a joke when he said he smelled a rat.
Are there? Does the guy have any magical items on him?
You don't know? Are you asking one of the guards?
Well, I mean, like, I kind of want to investigate.
You take a quick look. He does not.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I could tell, he had bupkis.
Yeah.
Because I can see another option if they use, like, change size, but I don't see why unless they were expecting a fight, which obviously that didn't work out for this dude.
The guard looks at you guys and says, "What exactly are you talking about?"
Just
brainstorming, I think.
I mean, why? Why? I'm too tired for this. Brain not working. Glow's too big.
What this cultist was doing here. I mean, besides obviously trying to snag that book.
The guard.
Did this guy work for you? Did this guy work for this library or something?
He looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and says, "Your reputation is well deserved." Yes.
So now they're trying to get on the inside and pose as
we've definitely got a
benign, innocent workers to get steal what they want.
I think it's more of a case of people who are inside, who are, apart. This guy obviously worked here for a while. It's not like they're just going to trust any random person to come in, especially in like a library like this. It's more than likely he's worked here before he joined the cult. And joined the cult of either his own will or of someone else's.
So
that complicate things.
So this guy used to work here. Do you know what he did? Any jobs that he held before he did this?
I don't know how that'd be helpful.
The guard shrugs and says, "I'll do some asking around and get back to you."
Yeah, because
investigations like this take time. In the meantime, at that moment, another librarian sort of trots up. Middle-aged female, and she whispers harshly, "Can we please move the body? This is disturbing. This is disturbing the day-to-day goings on. We have this conversation outside."
Agreed.
The guard looks at her sternly and ultimately smiles, bows his head. And then he just sort of says, "For the moment, we're done here." He then looks and says, "This was a fairly open and shut case. Robbery gone wrong thanks to the protections this establishment has."
Oh no. Oh no, guys. I smell a rat.
I probably would have this place on more of a high alert. I have a feeling.
Indeed.
There could be more.
He pauses, and for just a moment he looks. He has this look that says you've offended him. But it's only for a moment, and then you see the gears turning in his head, and it doesn't take long before he sort of sighs and says, "Very well. If I can spare any supplemental guards, I'll have guards posted at the doors."
We'll be definitely watching out as well too.
Yeah, because things just got a whole lot more complicated.
You think? Nyrick sort of just like rubbing his face with his claws.
I have like a thing of candy on my desk, and I keep grabbing my dice on accident.
Dice in your
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh. Oops. Those are dice.
I thought I had chewy candy.
broken die and probably broken teeth.
Fair.
And quite possibly a bleeding gums if you bite the D4.
Ooh, yeah.
Ugh.
Ouch.
Chew on the D6 or the D20.
That's funny. That's funny, Perrin. Well played.
Especially the D20 because it likes to misbehave.
So you guys leave the library. What do you do?
Well, I'd like to get a look at the maps of this continent. If there's a place to snag some, or to look at some.
Nestor shrugs and says, I think our time is better served elsewhere.
Yeah.
You'll get the chance to look at your maps soon, Senku, I promise. But something about that bothers me.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Like, he shrugs and says, I've heard stories about the vault underneath this library, and one of those super rare magic books is probably the lowest thing on the food chain with regards to being kept there for safekeeping. Like, there are things down there. I've heard nothing but legends, but there are things down there that are substantially rarer and more coveted.
I have a hypothesis.
Fire away.
He might not have been there to rob the place, but to test the security.
That could be true, or it could not be true. We just don't know.
It's a possibility we have to consider.
I think I'm gonna post up, kind of watch the surroundings.
I mean, it's a possibility, but it makes a lot of sense. This you said it yourself. That book was the lowest rung on the ladder. Why would they be interested in a tome of clear thought, except to test the security of the library?
They could have. I mean, they could have wanted it for themselves.
Yeah, but the way the magic works in those things, only one person can read it, and then they can't be used for 100 years.
Yeah.
So
probably
Nestor
was
shrugs is the only thing I could think of that they would need that for is a potential offering when if they succeeded in resurrecting Panjalkutra. Like, hey, not only did we bring you back, we have a present for you. Please work with us.
Yeah.
I don't like the sound of that.
Even then, yeah, I mean, it's a powerful. It's a book. It's a good book and all, but the issue is
still
it's one of the lowest rungs on the ladder. You said it yourself, Nestor. There are far more coveted items in there.
Yeah.
And only one person can use it?
Well, one person can use it for 100 years.
Yeah, but
yeah, nobody will be able to use it again in 100 years.
That's kind of the point. It's a single-use magic item that's the lowest rung on the ladder. Yeah, they could be getting it for this Rakshasa guy, but there's also every possibility that they took one of the least coveted items because they wanted to test the security of the system.
That does make some sense.
We're not pushing it aside. We're just be multiple ways of seeing it.
Yeah.
Who knows why they wanted it and for what reason?
Sadly, I wasn't here in time. Otherwise, I could have gotten some answers.
You may yet. A couple of hours, we'll be interrogating the prisoner from last night.
Ooh. Yeah, I want to join in.
I think we all want to join in on that.
Indeed.
But Nestor says, before we do, I'm kind of with Nyaxor here. I think we need to give the outside of this place a once over.
Yeah, let's do some surveillance.
Agreed.
Okay, then. Everyone can roll me perception checks.
Ooh, my favorites.
Oh, gee, that's a +9 to perception.
Same here.
That'll be a 15.
15?
That'll be an unnatural 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 12. Oh,
Yeah, I
well.
rolled like utter dog shit.
Yeah, I rolled utter dog too, but
That'll be a nat 20.
Oh, dear
never
God.
mind.
Okay, so everyone actually rolled okay. So you guys examine the periphery, and what one of you fails to notice, the others point out. Senku remarks that there are no buildings anywhere near as tall as the library along the periphery, but there are several buildings that are at the very least 3 stories and have windows that face out and overlook the library. It has wide streets on 3 sides, and the last is a very narrow alley that you kind of have to fit through single file. And as you guys are looking, you see a shape, sort of resting against the building on the opposite the library. And it's fairly dark in here, so as you get closer, it just looks like it goes from looking like just a pile of garbage to you're finally on top. You have to finally be on top of this thing to notice. It looks like just a large blanket or sheet covering something.
That's mighty suspicious. That's not just mighty suspicious. That's extremely suspicious.
I mean, there's refuse there's refuse all along this alley that you guys are walking down. So it just happens to be another pile with this one looks like a sheet is or like a blanket or something is draped over it. You hear the buzzing of flies.
I like the way you pronounce that. You hear the buzzing of flies. But still, a blanket covering a blanket covering something in a dark alley. I mean, it's
I think we found ourselves something to look at.
Okay.
but first we're going to want to check for traps.
Okay, you guys can do that. That's going to be a perception check.
24.
Oh, wow. And that's 27.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys get real close. You do not see any traps, but both of your perceptions, the stench here is awful.
Guys, I think this might be a dead body.
That's my thought.
Who among you is lifting the blanket?
That's the $1 million question. Thankfully, there's a cantrip for that, isn't there?
I believe Mage Hand can do that.
I do believe so.
Is
Yeah.
that what you do, Senku?
Sure. Yeah, and hold on, let me check to make sure I have Mage Hand. Yeah, I have Mage Hand as a cantrip.
Okay.
And it has 30-foot range.
All right.
So, to be extra careful, I want everyone to, get about 20 feet of range on this thing. Because I still don't want to be too... You can't be too careful when dealing with these things. And then I'm gonna use Mage Hand and carefully lift the blanket.
I think Naxor is like posted up somewhere else, kind of like surveying everything, everybody that's like in the area.
Okay, well, before you do that, you all see Senku cast the spell, and he pulls the sheet off the refuse, and yeah, there is a dead body here.
Interesting.
The body is stripped. And the really unusual thing is all of you have seen this body before.
Oh.
You were just speaking to him.
Wait, what?
The guard that you were just speaking to. He looks identical.
Oh, shit! Library, now.
Indeed.
Okay. Thanks.
Did we watch the guy die?
No.
No.
He's
That's
definitely been dead before we talked to him.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Naxor's gonna
Not
be
the
like,
guard.
since he saw that, it's like, oh shit, and he's gonna
That
like
probably-
run down and
that
group-
cultist probably wasn't the cultist then.
Yeah.
he'll run
Guys?
down and group up with the others. Library now.
Okay, you
We were
guys.
just thinking that.
You guys go around and go right back into the library.
Where we see that particular guard.
No. He said he was leaving. He said they were taking the body and leaving. He's gone. At this point, it's been like 30 minutes.
We gotta find that guard.
Indeed.
We gotta find him now.
Uh,
We have a problem. Nestor, I think Nestor saw that too, didn't he?
Everyone saw that.
Didn't I?
I'm gonna.
Wow, out of character. Holy shit! I was on the ball from word go on that one.
Yeah, you well, not as much as you think you are. Not as much as you think. Not you're closer than you're close, but you're not a bullseye.
Still, either way,
should
I'm
I
gonna
do survival or tracking the person?
Yeah, Leafa's like godly at tracking.
Is urban terrain is like cityscape or urban a favored terrain?
She does not have a favorite terrain here, no, but she's just good at tracking in general.
All right, I will let anyone that actually has proficiency in the survival skill, which I believe is Ixor and
Oh,
I
have
may not, but I can.
I have
I'm
a 4 in it.
I just rolled
Yeah.
a 25.
Yeah, I don't think you have proficiency in it.
Yeah, no, you'd have a
But
lot more than a 4 unless you have no wisdom.
I have a 20 wisdom.
you should have a 5 in survival.
Yeah.
Survival is wisdom based.
So my insight goes up then too.
Yes.
Oh, and then proficiency for them then?
Proficiency is a +4. So you should have, if your wisdom is a 5, if your wisdom's a 5, anything you're proficient with should be a 9.
So I don't know if you have proficiency in survival.
Leafa,
Confusion. Okay,
Leafa
Wisdom's
Leafa rolled a
20.
Leafa rolled a 24.
The Wisdom is 20. The bonus is a 5. Survival is 4.
Your survival-
Proficiency bonus is 4.
Okay. Let's start this from the ground up. What skills do you have proficiency in?
I think I did I do animal handling, medicine, and perception.
Should be on your sheet.
Don't you
that
have it marked?
On the side, I have animal handling, medicine, perception, nature.
No, not on the site. On your sheet.
Yeah, the sheet.
Next to all your checks and whatnot.
There should be a little bubbles that you can click.
Yeah, I just named them out.
Okay.
Perception, medicine.
Survival is survival one of them that has the
No,
okay.
it's
then
only
you're
a
just
4.
Well, it should be 5 because it's based off your wisdom. It's based off your wisdom modifier.
I mean, they may not have proficiency in survival, but could I help one of them make a check at advantage? Or wait, they don't need that.
No.
Plus, they don't probably need it.
I could still roll.
What?
Well, actually, no, I don't have proficiency.
Not in this particular case, and it's only because they have proficiency that they're able to do it, because this is such a high traffic area. Because this is not just the entrance to the biggest library this side of the Ashcroft Mountains. It's a major intersection of highways. So there's caravans that come through here. There's horse tracks. There's tons and tons of pedestrian traffic. That being said, however, Perrin and Leafa, between the two of them, are able to detect the drag marks of where the body was taken.
This is awfully suspicious. I mean, if I think back on it, the guard looked kind of like we offended him when we suggested we beef up security, right?
Well, yeah, you kind of insulted him. You kind of said he wasn't doing his job.
Didn't really say it quite like that, but
yeah. We also found out that the cultist robes were too big for the guy.
Right.
And we just found the body of the dead guard in the frickin' alleyway. There's something really... I'm putting together pieces in my mind, and I don't like the conclusion. I think there may have been a framing attempt.
Okay.
That's one possibility.
So you guys are tracking these footprints for... about 2 hours before you come. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Senku, but you're tracking these footprints. You're tracking these prints very carefully, and it's tough. It is very tough. But you guys were able to do it, and you're tracking it for about 2 hours before you come to a large flat roof stone structure, 1 floor, just on a hanging sign outside, the word City Morgue. Across the street from it is a massive graveyard.
Are there any windows?
There are a precious few.
Can I peek in through the window?
You can, yes.
I'm
Then I
really
shall
not
do so.
liking a conclusion I'm coming to, but if the pieces in my mind are fitting together right, what we have here is a dead guard in an alleyway, and we'd just spoken to that same guard, but they're two different people. And the cultist robes were way too big for the body they were draped on.
Yeah, they were not the right size for the guard either.
I think could also have a, you want to call it a doppelganger
Some sort of
doppelganger
shapeshifter. Yes.
situation.
Shape changer. There's plenty of spells that do that.
Yeah, that's what's worrying me, a shape changer.
It doesn't take much. Like, take me an hour and I could easily change my form at will. If they're a warlock, they can do that.
I think we've got a guy on the inside.
I'm gonna
You
peek through this
think?
window, and I'm gonna be kind of stealthy about it.
All right. So you can go ahead and roll me stealth.
Do you want to make that an advantage, buddy? Or can I
Yes,
not
I
do
do.
that?
I'm gonna say you can't do.
I don't think Cinco you
can't-
could
yeah.
do that because
No.
you're.
Right, never mind.
I don't think
You
you're
wanna-
proficient or even expert at it.
Yeah, okay, my bad. But what can I do?
You can if you wanted Flash of Genius him, but what'd you get on that roll, Pip?
I only got a 15.
Snag
Only
it.
a 15. Only a 15, he says.
I rolled
Now it's good enough.
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Only a 15, he says.
I mean, that's a 2.
Only a
That's
15.
14's the lowest I can go.
Yeah, only. Mm-hmm.
14's
could-
the funny thing is 14's the lowest I can go, yet for 90% of the populace, that's way higher than their passive perception.
Indeed.
My passive is
You're
my-
not you're like the top 1% of the populace though.
My passive perception's like a whopping 19.
Exactly. And like parents is like what, a 24?
My what?
Your passive perception?
23.
23. I was close.
Yeah, you
Wait,
guys are.
shouldn't mine be different because
You should be 10 plus perception basically.
so should be 18.
Yes.
I had 15 for the longest time. My
So, any hoozle.
He can only get a 14 or higher.
Pippin,
Yes.
please join me in the DM chat.
This should be fun.
I'll just wait until people get expertise. Then things get nuts.
Good. If I'm correct, doesn't expertise like boost your rolls by twice your prof?
You get your
Double
get-
your proficiency.
you get double proficiency plus the modifier.
Oh,
believe.
good God. Oh, good God.
Yeah, it's like almost double.
If I were to read that book and I got a +6 on my thing, all my
So, like, my wisdom, which is my strongest point, let's say my medicine, it's already a +9. It would make it a plus 13 instead of +9.
Yeah, just imagine me having a just imagine me having a +6 to intelligence and then going for not just that, but also a +8 to my investigation and my arcana. Then getting a +10 because of that, and then a +12 at 17th level. So I could have an 18 to Arcana and Investigation if I read that book, which means that on a natural 1, I would be able to pass any DC check that is in 19 or below based on the natural 1 and my modifier alone. A 2 or above would be way more than a dirty 20.
So you never know. There could be DCs higher than those.
Oh, there are. I'm pretty sure of it.
Higher than what?
Higher than like 19 or 20.
There we go.
We're back.
Welcome
Yep.
back.
So Pippin hops up and sort of hauls himself onto one of the near one of the window sills. He looks. You hear him say, "That's all the information I need," and he hops off.
Okay, buddy?
Oh, we got multiple dead bodies in there, but that's kind of normal.
It is a morgue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not what's concerning me.
I think Naxar is just
concerning
gonna
you.
shiver at the fact.
Something doesn't add up.
Yeah, no kidding. We've been over this.
We've been through this how many times? Do I need to bonk you on the head? I
Bonk.
think your motors are broken in there.
Sorry.
Okay. One thing. So, certain towns I know have like people don't really want to help with investigations or might be reluctant to. Do I need like a seal or anything if we're doing an investigation?
The short answer is yes. Because especially in a big city like this, there are rules and protocols that have to be followed. They can't just go around deputizing people willy-nilly. But no insight check needed here. You have reputation. This guard knew you. And at worst, it would be a case of they'd have to. You could absolutely persuade them to validate your credentials, and you have queens and viziers who would vouch for you.
Fair.
So it would be hard for normal people, but you're not normal people.
Perfect.
Yeah. Either way, we've got to. The way I see it, there's several possibilities. One, the guard managed to off the doppelganger. Two, the doppelganger managed to off the guard.
That's probably what's good. That's probably
that's what happened. I bet you that's what happened. No way. I'm gonna see if these guys haven't seen anything, and I'm gonna do a knock on the front of the morgue.
All right. You knock. Big
And when you say that's probably what happened, you're talking about my two hypotheses, or which one?
We're talking about the one where the guard is dead.
Because if the guard killed the doppelganger, why wouldn't the guard just report it?
Yeah.
And instead of, leave the dead body. So Pippin goes to knock. He has to jump and, clang, big brass door knocker. A few, about half a minute later, the door slowly opens. Old dwarf, almost white beard, standing there. He looks at you all for a moment, and then his eyes sort of light up with recognition. Ah! I've heard of you. Please, come in. Your reputation precedes you.
Uh,
It's like,
I'll walk
that one-
in.
Yep, walk in.
Oh,
As you guys cross the threshold into the door, it's cold. It's cold in here. It almost gives you a flashback in a bad way to Mount Hakushin. How cold and bitter it was up there. It's not that bad, but it does for just that moment take you back to some of the coldest points on that mountain.
actually, I like shudder a little bit, but he'll
Yeah, I'm gonna
stay.
I'm gonna warm that cloak that I used last time and just wrap it around myself.
The dwarf leads you into a fairly large drawing room where the floor goes from flat stone to sort of thick carpeting. Pelts line the wall. It feels a few degrees warmer in here, so it's at least moderately more comfortable. Pulls up several chairs, gestures for you to sit, and says, "I am guessing you're not here to make funeral arrangements."
No, and
No.
hopefully not anytime soon either.
Yeah, hopefully not
What
any
brings
Sure
you
hope
to your
not.
establishment?
We are investigating cultists' appearances in the city, and we just had questions for you.
I'll answer anything I can do.
We found some stuff in a nearby alleyway near the library where the one incident happened.
I think the main question here would be if you guys had seen anything out of the ordinary. Anybody walking around or digging up graves.
He shudders. That's a terrifying thought, but mercifully no.
That's good.
Which brings me to a question: Have any of the guards who have been here been acting strangely?
He shrugs and says, "No."
Well, we found a dead guard, and apparently a guard that we just saw in that library. Something does not add up.
The dwarf says, "Oh, tragic. Captain Darkeyes was a good man."
Captain
How
Dark
did you
Eyes?
know who we were talking about? We didn't give you any information.
Shrugs and says, "I've worked with Captain Darkeyes before, helping him. My morgue is the closest to his particular precinct.
Like,
I'm familiar with most of the guards there."
I want to insight this because we only mentioned that we found a dead guard. We never mentioned
Yeah.
whom.
Yeah, I'm going to insight this too, and that's an 18.
We found a dead guard. Oh, that guy! I know who you're talking. Oh, wait, what?
I rolled
Let
an
me-
18 for insight.
I rolled a 13. What's the leaf I got? Oh, Leafa's like insanely proficient.
What was in sight?
Leafa's got a 24.
18.
24 here too.
Okay.
I almost natted again.
This guy is here's what you can gather. This guy is every bit as intelligent and observant as Nyaxor and Senku. And he was able to piece it together that you guys had dealing with the guard, must have been the captain, who you found dead.
Okay.
Okay.
But,
Everybody like
It's like, whoa, what?
nerves
Like,
at ease. Don't draw your weapons.
Thing is,
just like
We-
lightly look at him like, how did you
Good.
know?
he raises an
I'm good.
eyebrow and says, I deal in the dead. It's my job to know.
the thing is, we had talked to
Oh.
that guy not only 30 minutes ago at the library. And when
And he
we
was
got
already dead.
I think it was less than that.
He was already dead at that point.
You see the color. You see some of the color drain from this dwarf's face. And he says, if what you say is true, then I just spoke with an imposter, a very skilled imposter.
Where did you see him go?
He returned to the precinct.
Oh, we've got problems.
Do you know where we need to go and find him?
He gives you directions to the precinct.
I think we need to go bring this to what's the name of our city that we're in right now? I cannot.
This is the city of Calicos.
Okay. And would they have like who's the ruler? Have we spoken with them?
You have not. Here's what you know about the ALP. There's not really a ruler there in that context. There is sort of a big city like this will have sort of a almost mayoral council.
I'm gonna be right back. I have to
comprised
use the
of
restroom.
individuals.
Okay.
So, but yeah, this dwarf gives you directions right to the precinct.
Okay.
Is that where you're headed?
I think so.
Yep.
Okay. As you leave, the dwarf says, "Wait, one more thing before you run off.
Yeah.
Make absolutely certain we're dealing with an imposter. Captain Dark Eyes is a good man.
Yeah, we'll do everything in our powers.
He bows, gestures, and says, "Then I bid you good day and good luck."
Thanks, sort of like smile and do a slight bow back. You as
All
well.
right. So you guys now takes you about not having to stop and check the tracks every few minutes. It takes you, instead of 2 hours, it takes you about 15 minutes to reach Precinct 47. Not very big, but quite sprawling two-story building.
This is not good. How much did I miss?
Not much.
Not much at all. big, sprawling 2-story building for the precinct. Big numbers, 47 in like in the center of a police badge emblazoned outside. At the front of it, big, almost lamppost-sized metal columns adorned with blue glowing continual flames. Pair of big double doors sized for large creatures that are wide open. People are coming and going as you arrive.
All right. To find out if this really is the actual captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely smell a rat now.
Would you stop sniffing me? It's a joke.
Nestor looks at you with a thin smile as you guys walk up. That's going to be extraordinarily difficult. We all kind of smell like frozen rats.
Yeah.
It's like I'm several feet away. I catch whiffs.
Am I the only one out of you guys that actually showered while we were at the hotel?
You weren't at a hotel. You were in a hospital wing, and no, you weren't. You didn't shower.
You didn't get the chance
That's
to.
a joke. It's hilarious. Isn't it?
What? You had a shower and you?
Well, dude, prestidigitation. I just unsoil everything.
Continue.
Pippin's clothes are small enough that and he smells like it's only like a 1 foot by 1 foot cube, and he's like, yeah, that works. It's fine.
You guys go in. Big reception desk with like 6 different receptionists, local constabulary. Only 1 second. Only 2 of them are occupied at the moment. And a receptionist, a halfling, pokes his head up, smiles, and says, "I can help you over here."
Okay.
Have you seen the captain of the god?
I need to speak to the captain. Dark Eyes?
Captain Dark Eyes, yes. He left to respond to a domestic disturbance call about 10 minutes ago. He should be back in about an hour.
I want to go check that vault again.
Where was the
feel like
domestic disturbance?
We're getting dragged around like a wild goose chase. I want to go take a look at the vault and make sure nothing fishy's going on.
To answer your question, Senku, the halfling looks and says, "I'm sorry. In the interest of confidentiality, I can't give you that information."
Can I use prestidigitation to summon? I know you can make a small tree. Can I make a small sigil that would get us certification to get information like this? And
I
use
don't think so.
And use what's it called, deception and get like advantage on that?
I
The
don't.
short answer is no. But roll me an intelligence check.
Is
That's the 13.
13? Okay. Give me a moment. Please join me in the DM chat.
oh great. And I can understand why he says in the nature of confidentiality.
I mean, we're technically in the police station, so yes.
All right, I'm gonna pull out my my scroll of pedigree, and let it unroll and be like, this is of dire importance. We really need to know.
Right. You can make me a persuasion check, but you are going to have to do it at disadvantage.
Oh, you underestimate my power.
No, I think I perfectly estimate your power.
Wait, that was... How did I grab... Okay. I grabbed a D20 and a D8. I don't know how I grabbed the wrong dice. Okay, well, that is going to be... math. Brain. 23.
On disadvantage.
I got a 16 and a 14, and my persuasion's a +9.
You guys never cease to amaze me.
And here I was about ready to say you need a flash of genius. I could offer you one.
And here's the thing.
That's all there is to it.
Had I gotten a 2 or a 3 on the second roll, I would have just used my lucky dice. I had my ways.
So this constable looks at you, and you can see him sweating about this. Like he actually tugs at his at his collar.
Please.
Like, he leans forward and whispers, "I'm only doing this because I have an inkling of who you are. If this comes back to bite me, I could lose my badge for this." And
Make sure you won't lose your badge.
he just sort of whispers, "It came from a concerned citizen on Rockwell Lane."
All right, thank you. Can
By the
you
way-
show us where that is?
He's like, that I can do. And he points and says, "You on foot or on horseback?"
We were on foot.
Yeah, we're on foot.
Then it'll be 5 intersections north, and 6 east. It'll take you about 15 minutes if you run full out.
What if I fly over?
Is this near the library?
No, it's not. I mean, it's from here, it's in the general direction of the library, but it wouldn't specifically be near it.
That still raises a red flag.
I'm gonna, of course, tap my heels, and then when we're ready, I'm gonna dash and fly over the buildings to get a bird's eye view.
Nestor's like, okay, so you're going to do that and leave the rest of us?
No, I'm getting a bird's eye view.
Oh, okay.
I want some extra speed to get up higher.
Okay.
And should Senku mention the issue?
What issue?
And Senku says, plus we might have some big issues of our own. He says to the constabulary or the receptionist, and you say Captain Dark Eyes was here 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
Keep in mind, we may not want to spread too much information as to not cause a panic.
Right.
Is Senko. Not now.
Thanks for the information.
He tips his cap and says, "You're quite welcome."
All right.
Man, let's go.
You guys go ahead. I'll scout from above.
All right. So, Pippin, you take off, and
Like, he takes off in a cloud of smoke, effectively.
yeah, kind of. You kick up a little bit of dust from the road. You follow his directions. Pip, you don't see too much from the air, at least out of the ordinary. You see a lot of you see the hustle and bustle of this city, and it's just impressive. Like, it may not be quite as big as the capital, but it might be more active. But yeah, you guys, everyone but Pippin needs to give me a Constitution save.
Actually, I have something special for that. I have something really cool. A first level spell called Expeditious Retreat.
What?
That just makes you move faster.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Con saves?
Yeah.
Okay. Oy vey.
Olive.
I want to see what my con save would have been.
19.
Okay.
23.
23 passes. Aaron?
I think I said I had a 14. Yes.
14 is good, and I apologize. I just didn't hear you. All right.
Did Leafa roll?
Let's see.
Yes, Leafa must also make a con save.
18.
Okay, everyone passes. You guys get to Rockwell Lane without any trouble. You guys are not, you guys aren't even breathing hard. Even though you spent 15 minutes running full out. And you get to the intersection. You turn right onto Rockwell Lane, and actually, now Pippin, you can. Actually, everyone can give me a perception check. Pippin, you do so with advantage because you're in the air.
18.
18 is good.
31.
Calm down, Senku.
Did you nat 20 that, Pippin or Perrin?
No.
No.
Where is Leafa? Okay, Leafa got a 15.
15, okay.
26.
Pippin got a 22.
Pippin gets a 22, and okay, so the highest ones were 26 and 31.
Yes.
Jeez.
Okay,
I got a +9, man.
the two nature boys can please join me in the DM chat. So, Perrin and Nyaxor.
Oh, good.
Okay, feels good to drag you down here for a change, Pat. So, you guys, I'm gonna give you guys the supplemental information first. You guys clearly see the guard captain you spoke to, and you see him clear as day. Conversing with what appears to be either two humans or, well, actually, you guys would see a human and a half elf. And across the street are a pair of humans. And you see him like the half elf is advancing on him, and he's trying to keep him at arm's length, and he proceeds. You then proceed to see him pull out a like a small club and strike the half elf. But what the two of you see very quickly is actually a glint of metal.
So, isn't that really a baton, eh?
Indeed.
Found an imposter.
And with that, we'll go back to the others. I'll let you guys know when you can actually point that out, but let's go back first. So, what Pippin and everyone else, what Pippin and Senku, and Nestor see is this guard captain, and there are he is surrounded on one side by two figures, in the back by two more, and there appears to be some sort of some form of altercation. And then from your guys' perspective, you see one of the figures stagger backwards and fall over. And it is at this point you guys glance and you see Nyaxor and Perrin really looking like they're straining their eyes to see this.
Guys, I think first of all, we found him, and second of all,
Indeed.
I think I saw glinting like metal. That was
glinting
not a
metal.
baton. I think we found the imposter. Don't think this is really the captain.
You think?
All right.
Unless he just used a real weapon.
So you guys break into a run, I'm assuming?
How far away are they from me?
Who's they?
The guard and the people that are there.
A few hundred feet. You're not only are you up, but you're several houses away.
Okay.
Yeah, I think should go over.
Okay.
I'll dash over.
All right. So you guys get there. Pippin, you're a few seconds ahead of everyone on the scene. As soon as he sees you guys, the guard captain blows a whistle and holds his arm up as if to say halt.
Oh, we can't run. Oh, I see how it is. Oh,
It's like,
that's out of character.
what in the nine hells are you guys doing here? This is a domestic dispute.
Sure.
What do we say? May I see that weapon of yours?
He stiffens a little bit and says, "You most certainly may not. This is city property."
Is he currently holding it in his hand, or is it sheathed?
It is sort of tucked into his belt at the moment.
Can I so did I fly in with the group, or am I still?
We're all
have
together,
I
man.
been completely
Oh,
noticed.
you're fundamentally together. Like, you definitely got there like 5 seconds before the rest of them did, but that was about it.
Can I teleport and pickpocket his sword and then teleport away, or at least attempt to?
The short answer is you can't teleport. You can try to pickpocket. You'll have to give me a sleight of hand.
I'll do that.
You want me to flash a genius here, or you got or you got something awesome on?
I got a nat 20. That's a 29.
All right.
You're like, you have the sword. Great. Wow.
Well, you have the you have the billy club.
Yeah, it was a
Actually, right
club
now,
that
It
had
looks it looks more like a tonfa.
could
And this is not what the city guard usually carry.
That's absolutely what the city guard usually carry.
I thought you just
could
said
Nyxor
so confused. So
investigate, look at the weapon and find where the metal piece was.
1 moment. I'm gonna post this in the campaign pictures. His weapons look like these, except there's just one of them.
How many do they usually carry?
Just one.
I was gonna say probably one.
Indeed.
But yes, you do manage to pilfer that off him. It takes a little bit of effort. This guy is very alert, as a as a guard captain should be.
Are his clothes still the wrong size?
His never were.
What?
The dead librarian's robes were too big.
Yeah, we just saw this guy.
His were too small or something like that. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
he literally.
Hold on.
From what I saw, he literally probably killed this person. From what I saw.
When you hold on, out of character, was the guy we found in the dead alleyway naked?
Yes.
Took the clothes.
Are there any stains on the clothes?
Not that you could see. And Nyxor, you go to look, and there are 3 humans and a half elf here. The half elf is sort of on the ground, but he is not dead. He is very much alive. There is a small trickle of blood coming down from like the above his left eye, and he is muttering vulgarities under his breath.
All right. I think. Yeah, I think Nax. Did Naxor find anything? Anything that's like lethal with the weapon?
You
Like-
don't have the weapon right now. Pippin does.
Oh, good.
Well, then I guess I'll look over it.
Not sure if you can be. I was just thinking about like Naxor being strong, that he could just like probably break it, see if he can find any metal inside it.
As soon as you pick it up as soon as you raise it up to start looking, the captain snaps his gaze towards you, and he is staring daggers at you.
Yeah.
He says,
We wouldn't.
you have 6 seconds to either relinquish that back into my possession or drop it, or I will have you arrested for theft.
Well,
I will
You-
set it on the ground behind me.
first you have to prove that you are not an imposter.
He stiffens again. He's like, excuse me?
We found the body.
We found the actual card, the captain's
The
body,
captain.
dead in an alleyway.
With a blanket over him.
So we have reason to believe that you might be an imposter. May.
So I would stop the ruse.
He actually takes a step back, away from his weapon. Says, very well then, consider my step back an act of good faith, because I have no idea of what you speak.
Let's show him.
Can I insight that?
You absolutely can.
I want to join in on that.
By all means.
Holy
You don't need-
shit, I net 20'd!
You don't need proficiency. You don't need proficiency in this to
Not that. Okay, 20, or that's not 20, that's a 10.
And a 15.
I net 20'd that.
21.
Sorry for swearing, it's just...
you didn't I didn't hear you swear, but don't repeat it if you did.
I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah. Good job,
So,
buddy.
Total
29.
29. Okay, thank you. That's what I needed.
21 for me.
Okay. Senku, please meet me in the DM chat.
Ooh.
Good God, this is awesome. This is awesome.
If I hadn't fucked that up and switched it to 13 instead of 3, probably would have had a higher roll.
Ooh.
Because I originally was rolling like a 19, but it was plus 13.
Ooh.
So I re-rolled it when I switched it over, and I only got, what was it, 10?
I probably wouldn't have re-rolled it. I would have just changed the end.
Yeah, I should have, but
that's usually if I type in the wrong, I'm like, oh well, it's just a 3.
I had highlighted the entirety of the 11 that I was getting rid of. I think it was an 11, but whatever I was getting rid of, but apparently it replaced one digit with a 3.
Weird.
Which was really bizarre.
Yeah, I'm really liking this lucky feat. So good. I haven't used it this game, but I've had the opportunity to use it. My dice have been good to me.
So, Captain Dark Eyes puts his hands behind his back and says, "Very well, I will explain myself, even though I don't have to. After dragging the body of the librarian to the morgue, I returned to Precinct 47 and was made aware of a domestic dispute between these two neighbors. This gentleman, he gestures towards the young man standing beside the half elf, who is still sort of getting to his feet. Has bardic aspirations, specifically in loud percussion instruments. His neighbors took less, did not quite take the noise as well as he anticipated. A fight broke out. I was notified, decided to investigate myself, and when this man, he gestures towards the half-elf, attempted to come to the aid of his younger brother, I used perhaps a bit of excessive force, for which I apologize, and I will pay for I will pay for any medical fees. And then you arrived. Everything, like, you guys, you're hanging on every word. You're scrutinizing every single word he says, every syllable he says, even for some for some inkling that he is lying. Like, you're looking at his eyes to eyebrows to see if they twitch. You're looking to see if he makes any nervous gestures. You're looking to see if beads of sweat form. He is incredibly calm through the entire conversation, and he is not, he's not getting angry to defend himself. He's not showing any lack of confidence. He has his hands behind his back. His chest is kind of poofed out, and you guys are pretty well convinced he's telling the truth.
Obviously, there's something going on.
Indeed.
At which point,
What was that Senku?
Why
What was
is
it Senku said earlier? Senku said something about somebody being framed.
Senku, you may do your thing.
A likely story, considering a domestic dispute seems kind of low on the totem pole for you.
His eyes narrow a bit.
Seriously. All these details, and you're talking about a domestic dispute? It seems kind of low on the totem pole for a captain, don't you think? Something just doesn't add up, buddy.
He then says, allow me to ask again, from whom did you get the information that I would be here?
We're insightful. We know many things, and many things know of us.
You can go ahead and make a deception check there.
Would you like me to boost you with a flash of genius?
That's a nat 20.
Never
It's
mind.
29.
It could still be beat, but I'd highly doubt that.
He looks at you and says, you're lying. I know you've been to the precinct. I'll ask again. Who did you speak to? Or am I just gonna have to, or are you just gonna take the secret and I'm gonna have to fire my entire reception staff?
I'd like to know more about that dead body.
He sort of glares at you, Senku, and says, what dead body?
The dead body of Captain Dark Eyes.
Yeah. That's why we're here.
He shrugs and says, all of you just believed me, except for you, Master Artificer, that when I said I had no knowledge of my untimely demise, clearly reports of it have been greatly exaggerated as I stand before you now.
Would you like us to take you to the dead body, sir?
Then smiles and says, yes, please, by all means. And he then actually, I will go even one further. I am reaching into my back pocket, so do not be alarmed. And he pulls out a set of manacles, presents them to you, Senku, and holds his arms out. You may even cuff me.
Senku glares. Basically, you see Senku giving him a beetling look. Like,
Senku.
You can see him looking at
Senku?
this guard.
Oh,
calm down.
Why don't you trust him? He's given us no reason.
Saying. There's something he's saying that just doesn't add up. Think about it. A domestic dispute seems kind of low on the totem pole for a captain of an entire precinct, don't you think?
Nestor chimes in and says, as a former guard captain myself, I can agree with that.
Not only that.
Still, something's not adding up here for me.
We talked to the same individual at the library, and we found a body that looked exactly like his that had been long since dead.
Yes, we've been over this several times.
Would charmed be useful?
In what context?
I don't know what context. I'm looking over the spells to see if Leafo would be any use, and I see she has Charm Person. Would that be able to help us get any information off of him?
It might.
Depends on what the charm spell does.
You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance regards you as a friendly acquaintance, and when the spell ends, it knows it was charmed. And the charmer has advantage on ability checks to interact with socially with the creature.
I'd also like to do an Arcana check to see if this guy's under the disguise of anything.
Wouldn't be as much a disguise check as
Investigation.
Or detect magic.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct, Detect Magic is a first level spell.
It is.
As would and charm would also be a leveled spell. I don't remember what level, but it would be a level of some description.
It says, for the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
Yep.
This spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of snow, or 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. So you're going to spend the spell slot and cast that?
Yeah.
Okay. You do so. And everyone but Senku can roll me perception checks. And Senku, I'm going to need you to join me in the DM chat.
32.
32, thank you.
Let's see, Leafa got a 12.
Okay.
Pippin got an 11.
Nyaxor?
Oh, what am I rolling?
Perception.
Perception.
I stay down there for just one more sec, Senku. I'm just getting the checks from everybody.
Okay. $19?
19, okay. Hold that thought for 1 second. So now I need Heron and Nyaxor in the DM chat. Okay, you guys and your killer perception checks. I love it and hate it at the same time. So, Senku has cast Detect Magic, and he is looking over. He's looking over this guy with some scrutiny, and he is manacled. He's manacled with his hands behind his back, and you guys are able to sort of lean yourselves ever so slightly enough to see that he is performing hand gestures behind his back and doing a wonderful job of trying to keep them under wraps, but he's performing somatic components to a spell.
Oh.
Let's go back to the others.
This is gonna be fun.
What do you think you're doing, sir?
And now, Senku, you can share the information that you got, because your figure. Nyaxor said, "What do you think you're doing, sir?" And that's when you start to see what you're seeing.
I could see you trying to.
Conjuration magic is streaming into him right now.
Dispel magic.
Yeah, he was trying to do a spell.
To cast a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leafa is dispelling magic on him.
Dispel magic or counterspell?
I say counterspell, I think, is the more appropriate spell.
Oh. Then that would not be Leafa doing counterspell, that would be Pippin doing counterspell.
Okay, and that's automatically a 5th level spell for you?
Yes.
Okay. So,
boom.
Yeah. There's a smoke starts to swirl around this guy, and Pippin, you just throw your hands out. Do you say anything?
No.
The smoke just the smoke just disperses. And
not on my watch.
This guy glares at you. And we can go ahead and roll initiative.
And I've got the helmet of mind sharpener on.
Yes, you do.
And
that'll be a 25.
And I have this guy's weapon.
And his hands are manacled.
Yeah, so I just rolled a 21 on the initiative.
I heard Perrin got a 25.
Yep.
And I got a 21 as well, too.
Pippin got a 23.
What's your dex, Nyaxor?
Dex is an 18, so +4.
I think we need a roll-off.
Yeah.
Because I'm extremely dexterous.
Yep. But you have the same initiative check and you have the same dexterity modifier, so yeah, you guys are gonna just roll a d20.
That's not what I wanted to roll.
20, add nothing to it.
11.
19.
Okay.
May the dice gods be ever in your favor.
And Pippin got a 23.
I
Leafa got a 16.
We just slaughtered on the initiative roll.
Yeah.
We're rolling really well today, which is awesome.
And leave the guy to 15, you said?
She got a
I'll
16.
be right back. I'm gonna go top off my beverage.
Go for it.
Actually, before we actually start the round, let's take a small wee break. Well, because I gotta use the bathroom.
All right, that's cool. Give me it'll. I need a minute to crunch some numbers anyway.
Alrighty.
I'm so tired, dude.
Yeah, your whole sleep schedule's been thrown off.
No, my sleep schedule's my sleep schedule's been crazy, but I haven't been tired because I've been getting a lot of good sleep. But today has just been exhausting. I had to go to the doctor's office and the chiropractor and the grocery store, and I'm walking. So I walked throughout my entire town today, just going to different places. I'm like, ugh. And then I took a nap before we played D&D. I slept for like 4 hours. And I woke up at like 9:20.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm ready to go back to bed because I have a dental appointment tomorrow, and I got a bus ride, and my bus can pick me up early, and it picks me up and brings me there early because that's all they have available, and then will be picking me up like an hour after my appointment ends. I'm like, ugh.
We just slayed on the initiative roll, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
And this guy's hands are like manacled and
Manacled, and Pippin has his weapon, but he's probably a mage. Freedom of movement is not a high level spell.
You say that. 4th level is
I mean, for like what we're
high.
facing. I'm pretty sure. What level do warlocks give it?
also I saw transmutation on this guy, so there's didn't get to mention that before everything started really kicking off, but he had conjuration flowing through him, and he's got some slight transmutation on him as well.
And so he's probably, if he was casting something, I already have a sneak suspicion what it was. I already have plans for how to deal with this.
Will do. Love you too, Mom.
There we
Good
go.
night, Mom.
Oh, night, Mama.
Okay, Mom. Sorry.
I love how we just call her Mama.
okay. So
Yeah, a warlock, all they have to be is 7th level to use freedom of movement.
True.
But I'm betting he's none too happy with the fact that we caught him out.
Oh, he is absolutely not happy. Such that he looks at you guys and you see him like sort of shift his hands around behind his back, and you hear the clung and thud as the manacles just fall off. His arms are free, and he looks at you and says, "Farewell," turns, and he bolts the opposite direction.
We should sound the alarm.
Or, Senku, oh, actually, wait, what,
Do I know where this guy is going? Can I catch him before he...
No,
could
Yeah.
I breath weapon him? Course lightning into him?
well, first off, it's not your turn yet. Now, for right now, it's Perrin's turn.
How far is he?
He is in what appeared to be the blink of an eye, 90 feet.
Okay, so that changes my original plan. Alright, since he has clearly made himself hostile, I will be shooting at him. And that would be... And I will be marking him as well, and that'll be a 29 to hit.
Oh, yeah, you connect. You connect
Alright.
very well.
That will be 16 damage for the first shot. And the second shot is 26 to hit.
26 will also connect.
Oh, that's a lot more. That's 28 damage.
Ow!
And I will also move up 40 feet.
Okay. Next up is Pippin's turn.
All right. You said he's 90 feet up?
He is 90 feet out, yes.
All right. Then I am going to move 70 feet, teleport in front of him.
Well, your move speed when you fly is 60 feet. Oh, the boots.
Wait, wait, what? So I have 120 feet of movement? Nani?
Where are you getting 120 from? You have a fly speed
Hold
of 60.
on.
60 plus the dash action.
No. Does flight lower my... So, flight, does that equal my regular movement?
No, it's just a base. Unless I'm... Give me 1 second. I need to look it up because I'm not sure if I'm thinking
Oh,
wings
yeah.
of flying or boots of flying.
Once Flicker Step wearers achieves 12th level, they move not with great speed but agility as well, giving you a fly speed equal to your movement speed while for a total of 4 hours per long rest. This flight
Okay.
need not be consecutive and requires no action to activate. And my movement speed is 35, and I did the Flicker Step boots, so it would be 70.
Okay. I apologize. Thank you.
All good. But I'll fly over, and then I'll be teleporting back onto the ground in front of him.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then, let's see.
Like I could see Pippin saying, you didn't say the magic word.
Run this by me again, because unless you're using your action, your 30-foot teleport as an action, you're not, because it's taking a bonus action to activate the haste.
I
Speed.
had the boots activated before when we were chasing after him.
You had the flying activated.
But the flying I tapped my boots and then flew away because the flying can be activated at will without having to do anything.
The haste only lasts for about 10 minutes, so you would have used it all.
I can do the teleport.
I did use another bonus action to double it again. Oh wait, I'm confused. Okay.
Okay, you said you had the haste on while you were flying.
Yeah.
So at this point, because they only function for 10 minutes a day. The haste, I mean.
Okay, I didn't realize we were talking for that long.
You weren't. You were flying. You were flying for that long.
Ew.
That's why I had you guys
Gotcha.
make Constitution saves, because you were running for over 10 minutes straight.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay, well that changes things a little bit.
But he still has a 70-foot fly speed, right?
No, 35 foot. Okay. That changes things a little bit here.
I think it might be time for me to break out an old favorite.
How is... Okay, well, I need to use an action to summon my sword regardless.
What does difficult terrain do?
It reduces your movement speed.
Yep.
So even if he does pass the dex save, it's still difficult terrain. Right?
Yes. If you're thinking of web.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cast
No,
Forest.
I'm thinking my old favorite. I know, you're probably not going to like seeing this spell come out to play again.
Well, hold on, it's not
I
your
think
turn.
web might be smarter.
I'm casting Far Step.
Okay, you're casting Far Step.
Yep, casting Far Step, summoning my sword and getting between him and running away.
Okay, so Far Step is 60 foot
Yep.
teleport?
I'd be like 5 feet in front of him.
Yeah, quite literally. So you guys see Pippin do something he's never done before. You've seen him cast Far Step. Then, as he's moving, he throws an arm out to the side, and this black and this black and silver greatsword begins to manifest. He grabs it and immediately, like, almost drops it. The sword screeches against the ground, and Pippin, rises up a little higher. His other arm comes down to try and hold a blade that's as long as he is, and it's glowing with the, bluish and purple runes, and he tears. He hauls butt after this cultist, and then in the blink of an eye, he is surrounded by a bit of smoke as he poofs directly in front of
the cultist, wags his finger and says, you didn't say the magic word.
Oh no! I forgot it! I forgot to cast my armor spell!
Oops.
Well...
Nyaxor, you're up next.
Okay, what's the situation?
This guy, this guard captain is 90 feet away from you. You've seen Pippin poof his way in front of him. Pippin is now holding a great sword because that's not weird.
Mike starts seeing that, just like lightly shake his head. Okay, I'm thinking, could I use like my breath weapon to like slow him down?
What is the range on your breath weapon?
I actually can double it because of Stormtooth.
Okay.
Because the 11th level, I can breathe with an Imperial Fury. Again, times equal to my Constitution modifier. Mace, wait, one round between breath weapons. The range of the breath weapon doubles. I could use spell slot to increase it by 2d6 if I wanted.
Right, okay. The short answer is yes, you could do that. You would have to move 30 feet forward first.
Yeah, I'm actually going to use my, I could use the
Your
the
third
hidden
thing?
the
The hidden
okay.
path?
Yeah, the hidden paths. Good. Okay. Yeah, use the hidden path, go 60 feet, and then use the breath weapon to hopefully slow him down.
Make me a actually no perception check needed. You can totally do that. You would risk you would end up hitting Pippin if you did that.
Oh.
That being said, if you moved and did the hidden path and then hidden path, you could effectively engineer it where you'd be right next to this guy.
And then you could laser him.
You could laser him. You could laser him. You could hit him with Stormtooth. You could cast another spell.
I thought I could like hidden path anywhere that I can see.
Well, you can, but it's a 60-foot range, and it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
So you move, then you hidden paths, and boom, you're right next to him. Or you hidden paths and then run, and you're right next to him. Either way.
All right.
And it's up to you if you want to put yourself in position to attack with Stormtooth. It's cast another spell.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's get right in front of this dude, and I'm gonna be that person and just risk it. And to stop this guy.
Okay. All right, so you run. You disappear in a. You disappear in an inky black cloud, and
We're
you
pulling out
appear
all
out
the
of an inky
stops.
black cloud right next, right, just to the left of this guy, and what are you doing? Casting, swinging.
Didn't that use up my action and my bonus?
No, it used your bonus to teleport. It used your move.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I still have my action.
Laser him!
Will my lightning send him kind of in? Will it slow him down?
You've never seen your lightning breath do that. But it will You've seen your lightning breath hurt people.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. What is the normal? Let's see. Breath. Where is my breath?
It is a 30-foot line normally.
Yeah, I'm looking for the damn mojo.
That is.
I got so many notes, it's ridiculous.
Your breath weapon baseline does 4d6 at 11th level.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, right there. 46. Well, let's be a little mean. And
It's
what,
like we're not happy at all
I'll
about this.
I'll expend a third level to make it what 76, right?
No.
Or
it's
is it
it's 2d6 per spell level.
oh
so
2d6 per
so
per
that's
level?
not going to be 7. That's going to be 10d6.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So go ahead and roll it. This guy has to make a dex save.
Which is 17.
Is 8 plus your con modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
8 plus con.
Wait, what's my spell save DC then?
8 plus proficiency plus intelligence.
Oh, good God. Yeah, that'd be 17. Damn, so it's still the same.
Yeah.
It's just instead of the breath weapon doesn't run off his spell saves. Because the spell saves for him are based off wisdom, not constitution.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's nothing I can do to increase that.
Nope.
Okay, 10d6, right?
Correct.
Okay. $47 damage.
Okay, now what was your save DC for that?
Spell save DC is 17.
Well, remember you don't add your wisdom for this. You don't.
Oh
add
wait.
Your wisdom modifier. It's your con modifier.
Oh,
instead.
con modifier. Okay. Oh, okay. So what was it again? 10 plus.
It's 8 plus your proficiency
Oh,
bonus
8 plus.
plus your con modifier.
So that'd be 16. So technically 8 plus 8.
Okay, so so you do a 16. Okay, you breathe on this guy, and he screams, and he screams and yells. His body flies through the air several feet before landing on the ground. He twitches and convulses, and lightning sort of plays across his teeth a bit.
Unlimited power!
Before his body goes limp and lies still.
He's dead, isn't he?
Personally, I'd like him for questioning.
Oh, I could. Did I kill him or did?
He looks like a pretty crispy critter.
Yeah, I was originally going to go all melee with non-lethal until he was 90 feet from me.
We could go up there and give him a little heal so we can question him.
Well, let's get up there so we have multiple people ready to bonk him in. Make sure he doesn't just try to do something. Yeah.
Agreed.
All right.
I'm pretty sure he won't try to run away after that.
Nestor looks at him as I'm not sure he can run away. Nestor looks at you, Naxos. I think you put a little too much into that one.
you like scratch his head. Maybe a little bit.
Pokes him a little. Nestor pokes him a little bit. With a little bit. Yeah, this guy is. He dead.
I'm pretty sure we could give him a small healy so we can question him.
Well, you need Revivify.
Yeah, he dead.
Oh.
He did.
Oh. Okay.
Thankfully, that's a spell that I have.
But do you have the component? Isn't it
A diamond?
Isn't it diamond? Yeah, I think.
Yep. And while it may be on your list, I don't think you have 4th level spells yet, Senku.
3rd level, actually.
Yeah, Revivify is not 3rd level.
It is 3rd.
Revivify is 3rd. You're kidding.
Yeah, it's
No.
a 3rd level.
I
could totally cast it if I had it on my sheet, but
I
don't.
have it right here. It's 3rd level for me.
I took a different spell. I actually thought after I made my turn that I should have actually cast my 3rd level spell rather than Hunter's Mark.
I will be dipped. Yeah, it's there. I apologize. In previous iterations of the game, it was 4th level or better, so I am not used to it being that low. Okay, I stand corrected. I completely apologize.
Well, if you want to do it, you'll have to ask Naxor for a diamond.
True.
Because he has all the diamonds. And I already had my turn.
Valid point. So, yeah. Hey, you mind handing me one of these diamonds? We're going to need to question this guy.
Combat's over, so you guys can...
Oh, yeah, sure. Naxor, I'll hand him a diamond. You want to do it? Go ahead.
And you see Senku just, I swear I will never do, I swear unless I actually have to do this again, I don't want to. But he revivifies the guy. Boom.
Okay. Well, first off, that takes a minute to do.
It's instantaneous.
No, it's one action touch.
Okay, I just don't... DM does not know the spells as well as he should.
Instantaneous.
He's back with 1 hit point.
And he's back with 1 hit point, yes.
And I will
Somebody
be
want to knock him out?
I'll knock him out. That's 21 to hit.
Okay.
Nor can it restore any missing
And this
body
is
parts.
non-lethal.
Okay, I understand.
Revivify! Kong!
Non-lethal melee with a 21 to hit. That's just 1 roll, not he'd be prone, so I'd actually have a second. So yeah, it's a hit. Because the second one will be a 28. And that's only 1 attack.
You're the one casting the spell?
Senku casted it.
Okay. You cast the spell.
And you just see him just go, ugh.
Not quite. You cast your spell, Senku. And you're funneling the 300 gold worth of diamonds evaporates. The spell energy is the spell energy is there, and you press your hands to Ajin's body. And
Ajin?
Yeah, you Captain Dark Eyes. You press your hands to yeah, the DM made a slip up there, ignore it. You press your hands to this body, and at least according to how the spell is supposed to work, that energy is then supposed to suffuse and spread across the body and revive it. It doesn't. Like the spell is the spell worked, or the spell is cast, but the spell, for whatever reason, is not working.
The fuck? Sorry.
You've been very good. You're forgiven. Make everyone who has proficiency in it can make me an Arcana check.
Nope.
26.
26.
I rolled a 13 plus a 13.
Pippin, you want to give that Arcana a shot?
My God, I love expertise.
Pippin?
Pippin.
Yep.
I think he fell asleep at the computer.
Hmm.
Or he stepped away.
Hey, yo, Pippin, you there?
Okay. No matter.
I heard a thunk.
That might have been that.
Lovely. So Pippin fell asleep at the switch.
The only reason Revivify wouldn't take hold like that, is if the victim was still alive.
Oh dear.
So he's still alive. He's making death saves. Or
That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know of anything that would leave a living or an empty shell of a body behind.
was that supposed to be mentioned in DM chat, guys?
No. It was reasonable enough to do it here. I just need to do some
Thankfully, I've got that as a cantrip.
quick research.
Oh, that's right. You have a cantrip that makes them stop taking death saves rather than healing them.
Indeed.
Because I was about to say, someone want to cure wounds this and then knock him over the head?
Yeah, I can spare the dying on him if you want me to.
That'll be more efficient.
Yep. Bink. God, I love cantrips. What?
You go to do that, Senku.
Or you see me preparing to do that?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I need to...
We're trying to take this guy in alive, aren't we?
You absolutely are.
Because we have some questions for this individual.
Senku, I need you to make me a Constitution save.
Oh.
Odd.
Great. Yeah, I'm going to boost that with a Flash of Genius because I got a 9, so I'm going to boost that up to 14.
Okay.
I hope that manages to make me pass just.
Give me one.
Unless someone wants to bestow upon me their lucky.
I don't think that it doesn't work.
Lucky doesn't work that way. I don't. Well, actually, it might.
Oh, hi,
There-
Pippin.
Oh,
you're
there
back.
he is.
I've been here. I'm just super, super tired.
Yeah, we think you fell asleep at the computer.
No, I'm here. I didn't fall asleep. I just wasn't necessarily focusing either.
Okay.
Yeah, I cannot use it for you, sadly.
Okay, then you want to give someone want to give me advantage in con?
You can't do that. So you go to cast Spare the Dying, because I don't know if you figured this out, Pip, but Senku took one of 300 gold worth of the diamonds you have for Revivify, tried to cast it, and the spell was cast, the components were consumed, but the spell didn't work, and that
Is the guy dying?
That's what we're getting to right now. Because Senku reaches out to do Spare the Dying. You guys haven't seen his chest rise and fall, so he is not breathing, that you could tell. And as Senku reaches out to touch him, his hand lunges out, grabs Senku by the wrist, and this seething black necromantic energy arcs from his torso up his chest, down his arm, into his hand, and pumps
Counterspell?
Senku.
I think you already used that. How many of those do you
I
got?
could use it till I'm out of spell slots.
Well, then go ahead and use that.
You can if it's a spell. If not, it's...
If it's not
Yeah.
a spell, I can't help you.
Oh, it's definitely a spell.
I
Then
don't know
use
what that
that.
is.
Then if it's a 5th level spell or lower, it's dispelled. If it's higher than 5th level, we have to make a saving throw.
I believe you have to make an intelligence check is what you have to make.
I don't think it's intelligence. Hold up. Make an ability check using your spellcasting ability,
Okay.
which is charisma. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
All
Would
right.
you
you're
like
gonna
an
have to make a
extra
charisma
addition to
check.
that? I could
Come on,
flash a
man.
genius you.
Oh, you're being attacked by it, could you? Oh, thank God. That was worth it. Yeah, that's gonna be a 19, so 24.
Okay. You feel this guy just tried to pump a beefy spell into Senku, but you push your counterspell push it through.
And you could hear
I had to
Senku
use
was like punching this guy, like, get off of me!
You had to use what, Pip?
all 3 of my lucky dice.
You can use all of them in one turn?
I can.
Jeez. Okay. Congratulations. You stopped a harm spell.
Ooh, that's not the one I was thinking it was.
It is nasty, isn't it?
It's a 6th level spell.
Yeah, that's a 6th level. I was thinking it was a much higher level spell. Ooh. that's not fun either.
What level spell was that?
6.
6.
6.
Okay.
The one I was thinking the one I was thinking of was Finger of Death, which is a 7th level.
I'm glad I used lucky then, because I would not have made that save.
All right.
I kept rolling like 5s and 6s. I'm like, no. No.
That we are going to jump right back into the initiative, which was Nestor's turn. Nestor is, you know what? He's done pussyfooting around. He's gonna just gonna try and hack at this dude.
Non-lethal?
Oh, forget that. He's going full lethal.
He's like, you don't attack my buddy, you bitch! Sorry. I apologize for that. I'm sorry.
You keep forgetting, man.
But yeah, Nestor's like, oh no, you didn't, you.
Nestor will swing and hit twice.
And he is prone, so that's advantage.
Yeah, I could just also imagine Senku just punching this guy. Like, get off of me! Get your hand off of me!
The guy's like, unlimited power. Hey, where'd it go?
Like, I could just see Senku just punching the guy repeatedly.
All right. It is Leafa's turn.
All right. Leafa will fire off 2 arrows at the guy.
Is he still grabbing me?
Well, how far away is he from Leafa, actually?
He is on the ground like 5 feet.
Okay, and this is the first set of rolls?
Yes.
Okay. Then she hasn't had her turn yet, so I guess I'll have her draw her longsword
Fair enough.
and stab the guy.
Okay.
He's still prone?
He is still prone, so you are attacking with advantage.
All right. First one is going to be a 25.
Yeah.
That'll absolutely hit.
Next one's going to be a 27.
27 will also hit.
Awesome. All right, and it's 1d8 plus 7. That'll be 2d8. It's going to be 23 damage.
23, huh?
Yep, and then she will go ahead. No, actually, yep, that 23 damage.
Okay.
So this guy just tried to fake his death on us.
That's exactly what he did.
Are we still knocking him out, or are we going outright?
Nestor seems pretty keen to put his sword through this guy's head, but
For the stunt he just tried to pull with Senku.
yep. Having said that, he probably isn't beyond reason. And now Dark Eyes is going to
Yeah, I think Senku is pretty pissed off too. Okay, pretty peeved. Let me put it that way.
I think you can get away with PO'd, but peeved would be better. He is going to try to.
I'm just gonna put my full weight on him if he wants to do anything.
Well, it's not your turn yet. Wait, did I skip you? I skipped skipped you. I apologize. Senku, it is your turn.
Yeah, I mean,
I skipped you. I apologize.
This jerk's already got a hold of me, so this is going to make it so much easier to do a nice fat webbing on his. Oh wait, that would get everyone else.
Yes.
At this point, yes.
Okay, fine. I'll just break out Principal Forge and basically bonk this guy.
Beat him in the face.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat him in the face, and does that give me advantage since I'm basically?
If you're meleeing him and
Yeah.
he is prone, it's advantage if you're within 5 feet.
Awesome. I just rolled a 21 to hit this guy.
21 does not connect.
Okay, then I'll just settle for basically pinning him with the hammer. Basically, ping!
I'll let you sit on him as a move.
Huh?
I'll let you basically sit on him as a move.
Yeah, basically pin him with the hammer and I basically putting my full weight on him. Like,
right.
not today, jerk. You ain't going anywhere.
Okay, so now it's his turn.
I'm basically doing a poor man's I'm restraining you.
He looks at you. Actually, first, he is going. You see hand signs. And you haven't. You used your reaction, Pip.
I'm saying I don't think he has another spell slot.
Oh, I have spell slots. I have spell slots. I just don't have reaction slots.
So
Can I kick this guy?
it's not your turn. So he is going to
Sit on.
yes, you're sitting on him.
But
However,
he's doing something.
he pulls he with his move action, he pushes up ever so slightly to free his hands. And he even pushes you up, so he's got this dude's strong. He gets his hands free. They fly in front. They fly over. They fly over his chest. He does some quick hand signals, and blew that out of the water. Senku, make me a dexterity save.
Oh, fun. Dex save. He just cast Cone of Cold, didn't he?
He did not.
No, if he did that, everybody would be making one.
Not true. I'm trying to find my dex. Ah, there we go. +4 to dex. Yay. This is gonna suck.
It's really not.
Never mind. I just rolled a 22.
Okay. So you catch yourself as you feel where you were sitting. There is now nothing there.
Is he still visible?
He is not.
That's what I figured.
He just ditched us.
Yes, he did.
But he's not happy about what just happened.
You hear whistling and horses and horse hooves trampling the ground, and very quickly you are surrounded by the town guard.
Senku explains the situation. All right, guys, we got a really bad situation going on here.
Yeah,
Okay.
no kidding. You're under arrest for assaulting an officer of the law.
Actually, I have reason to believe that was a cultist.
That was not a real officer.
It was not.
That was an imposter.
Yes, very much so.
We can show you where your dead captain.
Well, that's not unsettling at all.
I know it seems rather weird, but turns out we've got guys. You guys have imposters on the inside. We ended up finding the dead body of your captain, Dark Eyes, in an alley near the library.
I had a bad feeling this is how this was going to go.
This one of the guards talking to you.
We're gonna need some persuasion.
He dismounts and says, we got a report that one of our guard captains was being assaulted. So unless you're unless you can prove anything you say, you're coming with us.
Look,
We'd be more than happy to show
we
you.
can show you where the body is.
You will do so. You will do so shackled and manacled.
And your captain, does he know any spells by chance? Is he a magic user?
He says, "My subordinate is very skilled in the bardic arts."
Does he know necromancy?
Yes, he does. His entire repertoire of spells is cataloged and documented.
We'd like to see that.
I don't think we're really in the
I don't think we're going to be
vote to
seeing
request anything.
He gets right in your face, Senku, and says, "You are in no position to demand anything. You are in no position to request anything. The only reason I don't put you to the sword right here and now is because I have no proof that you are the culprits responsible for assaulting one of my captains."
Here's the thing, Pippin's gonna walk up, drop his, dispel his weapon and drop the weapon that he'd taken from the captain. We're not here to fight these guys.
No,
they have
not
a
at
job to do. We're not here to discriminate ourselves. There's something going on. We need to work with them to figure out what is going on. And if that is the real captain and somehow this is all messed up.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree.
He's like, the more you cooperate, the better you make yourselves look.
Exactly. We're not here to get in your way or to assault an officer. If we had any inkling of anything that told us that was actually your officer, then we would not have. And we didn't attack him. He attacked us.
One of the onlookers says, actually, he tried to flee first.
Yeah, after we brought up the whole thing.
We were taking him to show him the body. He said, we could shackle him so that way we know that he's not going to try to attack us, and we'll bring him to the body to show him, because we were like, we don't want to attack him. We don't know if he's actually an imposter, and he was cooperating. And then he broke free of his shackles and just started running away.
He tried to put a spell on us before He did it. We didn't do anything. We confronted him. We shackled him. We were going to show him where the dead captain is. Tried to put a spell on us.
Just defending ourselves.
He's one of the other the half elf who's the half elf who he struck pipes up and says, "Actually, I am learned in the arcane arts. What he was trying to cast was Dimension Door. He was trying to flee the entire time."
Because he got caught.
The guard you're speaking to, who you can see has a larger badge, he's a lieutenant. And he says he's trying to flee from you. You say, for what purpose? For what reason?
We have cause to believe that he is being impersonated by a cultist. And we believe we were finally catching on to his trail. Finally confronting him about it.
The thing is, we were at the library where there was an alarm. You guys heard about that, right?
Yes, we are aware. We are aware you were present.
Yes, and
we are aware you had nothing to do with that.
We'd spoken to this particular individual, and we decided to set up some sort of surveillance so that way we could monitor if anything else happened. Turns out, when we were looking around, we found a dead body of this same individual.
We found a dead body of your captain.
Sorry, I hit my cord. We found a dead body which had been dead for well over 30 minutes. In fact, this guy looked like he had been dead for days.
We also discussed this with the mortician as well.
Yes.
Very well. If you...
The body's not going to be there.
He looks, his eyes narrow a bit and says, "Of course it won't be there. Because if Captain Dark Eyes is in fact being impersonated by a member of this cult, he would immediately eliminate any evidence so as to discredit you."
Exactly.
However, I am not I'm not so blind as to be unaware of this fact. And there may be other evidence to be collected beyond simple remains. So please, put your hands behind your backs. Allow us to handcuff you, and you can then take us to where you found this body.
All right, let's help these guys in any way they can, or in any way we can.
Oh, Pippin.
It's doing good, buddy.
I like how I just shook. I'm like, "Oh, Pippin, you idiot!" Because I'm like thinking in my head, this is totally something Pippin would do. And I'm just like, Pippin's like, "All right," puts his hands up, and then shackles appear around his wrist, but it's actually just minor illusion.
All right. So you guys take this lieutenant to where you found the body. He dismounts, goes down the alley, and says, "You will remain here under guard. I'll investigate this myself."
You're the boss man.
goes down the alley. He fades out of view after about 20 feet. A few minutes later, you hear a like a clanging sound as a garbage can topples over. You hear something heavy being dragged.
What the hell?
The lieutenant returns. And he throws a naked body partway into the street and says, I would expect better deductive reasoning from adventurers so skilled and famous as yourselves to be I would expect people of your caliber not to be fooled by shadows and tricks of light. Having said that, you were in the right place. And he then pulls the same sheet that was there off. And it's not the guard it wasn't the guard captain the body there is not of the guard captain, it's of the librarian that was killed.
Wait a minute. That was the person that was killed in the library when we were talking to...
I think we're being framed here. And things have been moved. Because that's not the body that we saw.
That's interesting. That is very interesting and very unnerving. That is not good.
He sort of puts his hands to his side and says, you realize now I have...
There's got to be something wrong here. That we just got word that guy had been dumped off at the morgue.
Indeed.
And did you explore? Did you ask to see the body, or did you just speak with the mortician?
Lovely. This is not good. I think there's something weirder going on here. Something just doesn't add up.
A lot of it doesn't add up, Senku.
Didn't the information about this guy being dropped off at the morgue come from the guard captain, though?
Yeah, he said that. That is extremely suspicious.
The mortician mentioned the captain came by, but he didn't mention a body being dropped off.
Indeed.
Yeah, the mortician mentioned speaking to this captain.
But not dropping off a body. What's going on?
Until we can get to the bottom of it, I have little choice but to place you in custody.
Maybe we assist with the investigation, though.
You most certainly cannot. Now.
Oh.
Well, I guess this is where the campaign ends.
No, Senku! God damn you. No.
Why would you even remotely think that?
Characters get brought in, jury.
Guilty.
Execute them! And in the end, the cultists won because of a stupid jury's decision. Execute the poor innocent souls.
Never gonna let that happen. I made I made it clear earlier this afternoon that as sloppily as I ran last week's game, tonight's was going to be much, much tighter.
I think.
I think I've delivered on that.
Yes, loving it.
I just wish I was more awake to enjoy it.
Well, this is actually as you guys are being walked off towards the local jail. This is actually a fairly good stopping point. I know it's not the usual 2 a.m., but
oh, thank God.
Well, I guess
certain Perrin's tired.
I guess I'll just roll up a new character sheet.
No.
What? Why do you keep getting that? We keep telling you no.
There is a reason. There is a reason for this. This is built into the story. You are not making a new character, Senku.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear Nyxor not speaking in Draconic, but in Druidic.
Yeah, if it was in the story, Pippin would have totally broken us out of there. I mean, Pippin's choosing to work with them. You know, he does carry thieves' tools, and he's freaking good at sleight of hand. You know, he could probably break out of these cuffs without even thinking about it.
Although, to be fair...
Sorry, Senku.
To be fair, we probably should have asked about the body.
That's why I was asking in the beginning. I'm like, do we know of rulers, or I was thinking of trying to find somebody that we could go to about this to have them help investigate it. Because this is exactly what I thought. I from the get-go, this is where I thought this was going.
You're good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's why I was like, I wanted to try to find somebody. And then I we just kept going.
No, this makes this thing even more interesting.
The thing is, we can say that we have people that could vouch for us.
I feel like...
Sorry, you first, Pip.
I was gonna say, I feel like, we're gonna get to the jail cell, and they're gonna go to uncuff us to throw us in the jail cell, and Pippin's just gonna hand over the cuff.
Although being able to assist would be nice.
Pippin, I'm gonna come out and tell you right now, you feel like that would be an incredibly unwise move.
I know. I'm not saying that Pippin's doing that.
Okay.
No. Pippin is not that. He's chaotic. He's not stupid. There's only one reason why he's working with them and not doing anything stupid right now, because he wants them to believe us. He understands, this. There's a way to go about things. Being chaotic right now is not that way.
I just very much like to be able to help the guys out.
Yeah,
well, we all do, but
I'm just making the joke.
They said no.
And they have reason to say no because of the situation.
Yes.
And also, why would you let a person who, as far as you are aware, is a criminal, help you investigate themselves when they could, if not given the full observation, could just make themselves innocent?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Make no mistake. This is not the end of any of your characters. This was planned from the very beginning, and I love the fact that you guys, despite your best efforts, I was able to make it work.
Yep.
Many, many times, more than you know. In fact.
Really?
Yeah.
I like where the guy's like, I must teleport. Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't quite understand is how the guy was able to cast a spell on Senku.
Especially if his hands were behind him.
Well,
Because I used my reaction, but then he had another turn before my turn? Or was he using a reaction like Hellish Rebuke or something?
not quite. That was this case of and I should have done I should have made a bit more of a thing about this. It was a case of there was a break in the combat, and rather than just have you guys re-roll your initiatives, I decided to stick with the same, because that was sort of a once Nyaxor teleported and breathed, I knew how it was going to play out. That was a case of what my friend Kevin refers to as cinematic dimensional space inside, like within the combat. So you guys were free to do stuff, and it wasn't really in the initiative. Wasn't really in the initiative chain, but you did stop. At the end of the day, it paid off because you stopped from casting a 6th level spell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but I still get the feeling that we could help them out behind the scenes.
Well, they don't care.
They don't care, because if we have access to like anything,
yeah,
No,
what's the point?
The thing is sharing information that they could help figure out. Like the two of them saying, "Look, you guys may have us in jail, but there's nothing that stops them from communing."
Well, they probably wouldn't, because they don't want us to lie. They want to figure it out themselves, because we're criminals.
What reason do we have to
We're
lie?
not criminals.
We're criminals.
We're not
To
criminals.
them,
To
they
them,
are.
yes, but not. But
I mean,
we have
so-
nothing to hide, though.
But
At the
they
end
don't
of the
know that.
day- At the end of the day, you're both right. Senku, they will certainly, and probably repeatedly question you.
Oh yeah, interrogate.
So they will not interrogate. Interrogation implies a level of harshness. You're going to be like
Sharing information between us.
exactly. And if you continue to cooperate with them, they'll continue to treat you reasonably. It's the moment they feel like you're not cooperating with them that it'll shift. It'll start shifting towards more harsh means of obtaining the information from you.
Although Senku has high enough intelligence that he could literally draw a map and account for the actions.
Indeed.
I feel like it would have been hilarious, one of the characters ends up killing the captain. Pippin casts Soul Cage on it, and they're like, "You killed the captain." Pippin's like, "No." "Hey, are you the captain?" "Yes." "Ah, shoot."
But yeah, I worked long and hard on this mystery, and I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Oh, I'm
was a
loving
blast.
this.
Alright, well, I got a dental
And
appointment
Senku
tomorrow.
can even
I gotta
account
wake up.
for the difference between the librarian and the whole captain. It's like, we were there.
So can I.
Huh?
I said, so can I. Be patient.
Yeah,
The way-
next week, buddy. Save it
Yep.
for next week.
It
I
just
gotta-
sucks,
Meh. You're behind bars. Big deal.
We're behind bars, but the information in our brains isn't. And both me and we're gonna make sure that we're gonna share whatever we know with them, down to the last frickin' microscopic detail. That's for sure.
Indeed.
Oh, let's make sure we don't roleplay that part out. Time skip.
I nearly pulled a 3/4 there.
What's a 3/4?
Lapse so hard you start hacking up your lungs.
Like they can
Fair.
see, Senku says, first, can I have a piece of paper? Boom! And then scribble, 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 scribble. What's he doing? He's drawing a map. Scribble, scribble, scribble. All right, this is where we started the day. We moved from the church to here.
Junkyard.
What?
Junkyard. Breathe in.
Yeah.
Breathe out.
Right, we need information.
I think you
All
get a
right,
little
I
too
need-
eccentric, buddy.
I need a pad of paper. What's he doing? He's writing a book. Don't mind him. The
Oh.
question is over. All right, I have everything for. Where did they go? We answered their questions. But yeah, I wish I could stay up and play with you guys longer. But yeah, I got a dentist
see ya.
appointment to get my teeth cleaned.
Ooh.
Sleep well.
Good night, buddy.
Yep, and I gotta be there in 12 hours. And I gotta sleep and then
Night.
take a long bus ride. So have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Yep, good night.
Good night, Pat.
Sleep well, Junkyard.
I guess you got to be going too, Sen.
I do, yes.
Okay, see ya.
Yeah, all right. All right.